Hi, chat. Hello, chat. Welcome into stream. Oh my god, my throat is terrible today. Um, okay, so we are doing another visual novel festival entry. I'm very excited. So this one we're going to be doing. I'm gonna pull up the store page actually. I hope I don't butcher this. It's gonna be the good people, not Dion Mace. Oh my god. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Welcome in. Glad you can make it. I hope I didn't butcher that, by the way. I'm hoping I didn't. Dion Mace. Mace? Mace. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So it is a lore-rich, choice-driven visual novel inspired by Irish myths, which I'm very curious about because I feel like we've seen some games recently that have some like Nordic inspiration, especially. Oh, let me see. Nadinama. Nadinama. Oh. That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. I don't know how the fuck I pronounced it the other way, but anyway. So, we will be doing another interview before we even get into the game, and the reason why we do it like that is to kind of, I guess, give us like a prelude into the game we're going to be playing, which I'm very hype about, by the way. So I'm actually going to pull up the questions since the team is here. This is actually perfect. We can do this right now. In-game pronunciation. Oh, thank God. Because I'm going to butcher the fuck out of it if I do it by myself. Okay, so as for the questions, so just before we even begin, if you would like to introduce yourselves, like as far as like the team, we can do like, it could be just like the dev names, and it could be like, oh, like we're such and such part of this studio. If you want to do that first before we get started, that'd be cool. And just for like the people that are like watching this through the VOD, I'm gonna be reading out the responses that they give, because that is just what works. So that's what we want to do before we even get started. That's perfect for me. I'm actually gonna have my music to play on my monitor. Hold on. There we go. Makes me doesn't feel like there's like, at least on my end, not dead air. Let's see. What do I want to start with? Okay, so when it comes to the actual, I'll delete that out in a minute. When it comes to the actual name of the studio that you guys have for Mirai Myths, how did that come about? Like, was there any like inspiration behind the name, or was it just like, oh, I just thought the name sounded really cool, or is there lore? Because I love lore when it comes to game studios. So if you want to talk about that. Fuck, this smells good. I need to get some more actually, probably later. Studio name is Mirai Myths, and my name is, oh, Clotho. 5 core devs in total. Oh shit. Clotho, Lechesis, Atropos, Million, and Kazane. Okay. Mirai Myths is a reference to the 3 Mirai fates of Greek mythology. Our team originally consisted of 3 people, so we decided to fashion our pseudonyms after the 3 fates. God damn it. My scroll. Clotho, Lechesis. That is, I like that. I like that a lot. That is actually really fucking cool, to be honest. I love that. Okay. So then my next question would be, how did you all come together just as a group, and why game development? Like, why get into it in the first place? Oh, my back. My goodness. I'm just gonna geek out about this for a minute. I really like the idea that, like, the whole inspiration behind the name is that. Thanks, we met in the fan space for another visual novel around a decade ago. Oh shit. We always talked about the sorts of things we wanted to see in these kinds of games, which eventually evolved into us brainstorming ideas for a visual novel that would eventually become TGP and DM. Okay, that's really cute. It's just kind of like people of a fandom coming together. In a way, it almost kind of feels like how Sonic Mania ever came to be, because it was literally just like a bunch of guys that already did fandom work for Sonic that was just like, yeah, no, we want to do that shit. And Sega was like, yeah, you should do that shit. That's a great idea. And then we got Sonic Mania. That's fucking interesting. Okay. It came down to luck in a lot of ways. While we had always talked about developing a game together, it only became a reality when I had the idea to pitch Mirai Myths as a startup venture for a college co-op term. Oh, gotcha. I love that. But obviously, since then it turned to more. That's really cool. I love that. Oh my god, I had to keep like readjusting the spine in my back. Mm-hmm. And actually, as you're typing, who was your... Oh, here we go. I graduated during the COVID years. Oh, Jesus. So my options for a co-op credit in a creative writing and publishing field was fairly limited. So I approached my professors and program head with the concept of Mirai Myths and its first product, NDM, and suggested that I could spend the term developing it with my co-founders. The idea was approved, which allowed us into creating the pre-Kickstarter version of our demo along with the studio itself. That is, you know what? I'm very here for that though. And I'm hoping to God that you got college credit too, because that's the thing about that, right? That's pretty much like, I'm pretty sure that took up the whole fucking term. They better give you like fucking credit times 2. College credit times 2 for that shit. That's fucking insane. That's like insane dedication that I hella admire, actually. And so, let me see. So who would you say was your inspiration going into like game development and just in general for the game? And then, is game development just a hobby for everybody, or do we plan to go more mainstream or indie? We've been applying to games since early 2019. My god. That feels so long ago. No, 2019 actually feels so long ago, dude. That feels like so far behind already. Jesus Christ. Where were you? Chad, in 2019? Jesus Christ. We had a lot of inspirations from the games we played. Mystic Messenger. I love Mystic Messenger. How to Fool a Boyfriend, and non-visual novels like Elder Scrolls. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. To more direct Irish mythology inspirations, a lot of the media went to the ideas behind NDM. Yeah, it definitely does. Dude, like, I feel so old. It's so nasty. I feel so old thinking about that. Oh my god. So, do we plan, like... So, is this just like a, oh, haha, funny project? Or do we want to, like, go more, like, mainstream and or indie? I.e. like Repo or some shit. Like, do we plan to take this farther? I'll play it for me. Oh no! I could type the question. Hold on. I could type the question in here. I could type the question. There we go. I'm a fast typer. I don't even know what my words per minute was. Like, while we're getting this question answered, while we have ads, like, I haven't tested that hot minute, like what my words per minute was. We do have other careers outside of creating video games, but if it ever became a stable option as a solo career, I'd jump on the opportunity. Let's fucking go, dude. Fucking love that shit. Let me see. Okay, we'll do the next question. So it'll be before we started working on what was your preparation routine? There we go. That's better. This is better, I think. So, question I typed out. What was your preparation routine before you started working on the game? And I say like was in this like past context, considering that like we have just like the base game. And I think it's just an easier question to answer versus just like in general, you know? We're reworking some of these as we go because I am totally a professional. It's definitely a hobby for me. I work in tech, but game development is a fun side project that has nothing to do with my career. I'm here for that. I'm kind of here for that, actually. As a writer, I tend to just jump into it when I have the time to. We do a lot of brainstorming and outlining prior to creating the script. And while things don't always match up one-to-one, the outlines give us a reasonable baseline to follow, which means it's pretty easy to just boot up a script document and go. Interesting. Because, like, I feel like that actually makes a lot of sense, actually. Because that's the thing, right? Because, I mean, that's how it is with, like, a lot of just, like, games in general. Like, you kind of have to have a basic idea and kind of, like, an outline. It doesn't even have to be some linear shit. Oh, there we go. There are two writers for NDM, myself and Lachesis, so we take turns working on Jay and Maeve's routes and either switch at the end of a chapter or whenever we feel stuck or in a rut. For writing, making sure you don't sink into long spirals of writer's block is critical. Bouncing between stories is one of the reasons we decided to work on two routes at the same time. It helps to alleviate that problem. Plus, we want to give our players as much variety as possible since we can't release the whole game on go. No, exactly. Especially if you're limited like that, like it works. Like I'm here for that. Let me see. What games do you type this down? Oh, you know what? I could probably just speak it because it's easier because now we're not on ads. So as far as like the kind of games, like in general that we're making, what do you like hope to make? As far as like game types, like are we still kind of going with the visual novel route? Do we want to delve into more like visual novel but with a horror aspect or like suspense? You know, like what are we thinking with that? You know? Oh my god, I need to clean my glasses, Jesus. Where's my... There it is. Let's see. Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Because, like, I feel like with some game developers, they have, like, all these, like, ideas for different games that they want to put out. And it's, like, obviously, you know, you can't do them all in one go, right? NDM is our first game, and we'll likely be working on it for a while due to the overall length. Each round will most likely be 1,000 words each. Jesus. But if there's an interest, we'd love to make games based on other mythologies. I love that! We love variety! Variety is fun and variety is cute. I love that. Let's see. So, as far as, like, attitudes towards, like, game development and just, like, the creative process, has it changed over time at all? Or, like, how has it, if it did? I think that's a better way to say that. Like, I have it, like, written here. I have it pulled up, but, like, that's a good way to say expected to ask that, I think. $100,000. Yeah, crazy. 100,000. Oh my god. Working on a game makes you really respect the amount of time, effort, and interplay that goes into game development in general. With how many factors you still need to consider for something as relatively simple as a visual novel, your head starts to spin when you boot up a larger mainstream game like Baldur's Gate. Yeah, because that's a thing too. That's so true. All the writing, art design, voice acting, music, and sound effects, not to mention the mechanical aspects, make any game feel like a small miracle. There's this meme I saw recently depicting a chart labeled something like thoughts on game development over time, and the first little part just says, wow, this is kind of fun, and then the rest after that is just how the hell does any game get done? It's still very fun and very rewarding, but it's a massive amount of work. No, I imagine. Because it gets to that point, when you're just starting this shit, it kind of starts as just a passion project, I was like, why the fuck is the music stopping? But yeah, because at that point, it's just like a passion project. And of course, like, you want to get into other shit, but that's how it usually starts. It's like, I'm doing this for the fun of doing it. I'm doing this to get my idea out there so that other people can experience it, And that's kind of the way we have to look, that we kind of have to look at things if we want to enjoy them to the fullest, Let's see. So, if there is any, at all, what message or vibe do you want to try to share through your games and present or future games? And I say if because sometimes, you don't have to have like a full, like, there doesn't have to be some big fucking moral or, big overarching message in a game. Not everything has to be, super serious. Sometimes a game can just be like Astrobot, where it's just, haha, funny robot, and you make him do tasks, and he's so silly. And then you also, on the other end, have games like Detention, which talks about real world issues and puts them out into a video game format for us to experience and essentially learn from. So if there is like a message at all, or a message, a vision, or whatever, like something like that, is there anything like that you try to share through your games? Is the best way to say it. That's a long way of asking that question, but that's basically what I'm getting at. Let's see. Oh, my jaw. I love having TMJ. It's so fun. It's so fun and I love it. Oh, now. Oh, yeah. Let me post them in here. Let me post those in the chat. If there is any, what message find do and to share through. There we go. Okay, that should be good. So if there is any, what message or vibe do you, Jesus, do you aim to share through your games? I swear to God, I can spell. I literally want it to be an English major. I can spell, okay? Today's a rough day, bro. Today's a rough day, I swear. sorry, I had a moment where, oh my god. Yeah, my jaw is ringing. This is some pure great silliness is what this is. How much? Oh, wait. Okay. I'm just like, I'm looking at my freaking schedule right now. Oh, here we go. We explore a lot of heavier themes in NDM, like imperialism, the effects of war, famine, etc., due to some of the historical inspirations we take for the game. That said, we do try to, while not soften them, make these themes more palatable to general audiences throughout the character's personal stories, if that makes sense. No, that makes total sense. Because it's like, I've always said it, there's a way of like presenting heavy subjects like that without making it distasteful. Right? Like, there's a way of presenting something like, for example, what's a good example that I could do? There's a way of presenting something like, for example, Squid Game in a way that's like tasteful and isn't like super fucking crazy. Like, obviously you're gonna acknowledge that shit's like insane, but you're still gonna make it in a way that like, oh yeah, like I could see that. I could see this media, I could enjoy this media and not feel fucking terrible. You know? And then you have the other end, which is just straight, just like shock value for the sake of shock value is how I like to say it. But yeah, you know. And then let's see. Where do you see you and or your studio in a year from now? Okay, that's a good question. So where do you see yourself and or your studio in a year from now? Jesus Christ. Guys, I swear I can spell. I can spell, okay? I'm silly. We will be working on and releasing the first halves, okay, of King Flanan and Queen Ives route sometime next year. We've loved working on Shay and Mav and are getting pretty darn close to completing their routes. Next installment is scheduled for December 20th. Interesting. But we're very excited to start working on the next batch of characters. Yippee! We love character development. Fucking love that shit. Okay. Is there any future plans or projects that your team would like to share with us? There we go. So, is there any future plans or projects that your team would like to share with us? And this could be, new games, any, DLC drops, character lore, whatever the fuck. It's very general for that reason, because it could be as big as like, oh yeah, we're gonna be releasing a new game on so and so date, or it could even be as small as like, yeah, we're gonna do this quality of life update, Just what we shared before, it'll take us a while to get through every route for NDM, but we couldn't be more happy with the support received so far and really enjoy seeing everyone's reactions to the new releases. Yippee! Love that! That's so cute! Let's see. For those who are wanting to get into game development and or create their own studio for that purpose, what advice would you give to them? There we go. Okay, so for those who are wanting to get into game development and or create their own studio for that purpose, what advice would you give to them? Like, and again, it could be as general as practice makes perfect, or it could even be as broad as some of the shit that we talked about with the last game that we looked at, which was the Ghost of Alcantara and the 2-person team behind that. Like, it could literally be as broad or as little. Take some advice that we ourselves didn't follow. Start small. NDM is our dream game and we love working on it. But if you're coming from little to no experience in creative development whatsoever, putting your dream game aside to focus on something small and get a feel for how everything works is extremely helpful. We happen to work together very well as a team and have some prior experience on a different creative project. Specifically, a lot of us worked together on a fanzine for another visual novel back in the day, but it's very easy for new devs to burn out due to unexpected internal conflicts and hurdles, outside pressures, or project delays. Very sound advice and very fucking true for everything, actually. Also, I miss zines. I want to fucking find more zines, dude. Please. Let's see. How has being a game dev changed your life? If at all. So, how has being a game developer changed your life or lives, if at all? Because for some, it's just like when it comes to like my shit, I come here, I stream, I leave, I go back to my normal college shit and work and literally everything else that's in my life. So it could be little change, or there could be actually no change. You're still doing the same thing, both of which are okay. But like, if there is, that's an interesting story, you know? I don't know how the fuck I'm yawning, dude. I had like 2 cups of coffee this morning. I definitely have less free time on the whole, especially when we're focused on scripting content. Creating a video game is a massive undertaking, so you need to make sure that you, 1, love what you do, 2, don't burn yourself out, 3, are prepared to take on the risks of developing a game, especially if there are a lot of eyes on it. No, exactly. So at the end of the day, I always say this, you have to take time for yourself. You just have to. Like, even if you have to force it, like with a timer and shit, like, you have to. You have to take time for yourself, or else you're gonna crash the fuck out. It's not gonna be good. And then, has game development taught you anything about yourself / yourselves? So, is there anything that game development has taught you about yourself or yourselves? Like, have you learned it? Was there anything that you learned about yourself? Are you more productive under pressure? You know, do you find yourself working in different conditions? Like, I'll even give an example of one of the game devs of the Ghost of Alcantara. Like, one of the things that he talked about, which I thought was really interesting, a lot of the writing he does is literally just at night. You know, so that's a great example. You know, there's also just like, and even it taught me that my skill set is a lot more multifaceted than I thought. Being an indie developer means taking on a wide range of jobs and not strictly your main role in development. While I'm primarily a script writer, I also need to manage social media, create promotional images, organize and direct contractors, edit and adjust music and sound effects, etc. There's almost always something that needs doing, so I found myself doing a lot of things I wouldn't have expected myself doing prior to this game. But that's good though. you know, when you start to like gain new skills through the thing that you do, you know, and that's always fun. Because then you can take that into other things. Okay, and then is there any social? Just a secret, I spent quite a lot of company time on my game tip, and I learned a lot about Excel when I want to, which is helpful. And you know what? I don't even know how many people use Excel these days. I think I only used it once, and that was for like me testing out a new form of getting collaborations going. But like, you know, it's something. The benefits of working from home. Yeah, that too, dude. Where those interested in okay. Is there any social hub, for example, Discord, Blue Sky, Tumblr, message board, where those interested in you and your works can see more? Like, yeah, basically. I don't even have to like really explain that further. That's just is what it is. Hey. We do. We're most active update-wise on Blue Sky, which is the one I actually linked in my going live message. You should check the Blue Sky and Tumblr. We have a community Discord for the folks who want to interact with other fans and us or talk about the game. We're currently at 340 members and are decently active. Can we share a Discord link? Okay. So it won't let you post links in the what's it called? In the stream chat because it's dumb. But I will say maybe like you can go to the Blue Sky post I made and just post the Discord link down there. Just to make it easier, so that way it's like the people who see that can go from there. Like let me actually type that too. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. And oh, that is everything. That is actually all the questions that we have today. And where the fuck did that pin message go? What the hell? Okay, am I being silly? Okay, I think I am being silly because it's showing on what's it called? There we go. Okay, so it's still there on the actual Twitch page. It's just for some reason it's not showing on OBS. I don't know why, but anyway. Sure, no problems. You can also find out on our website. There we go. So that is actually where the interview is going to end. And you guys know where to go if we want to look at more stuff from this team. And there's also going to be the Discord link as well. Be sure to follow on Blue Sky and all their handles and to check out their shit for the Visual Novel Festival that is still going on until I believe October 1st. I say with a question mark in the air. Yes, it is. October 1st is when it ends, so we just have 2 more days. So be sure to go look at them, please. Please, pretty please. So ignore the voice crack. With that out of the way, we're actually going to go ahead and get started on the game. So first off, let me get rid of this modern output shit. There we go. And now, we're going to go there, and then we're going to go here. Okay. Game time. If it'll, please. Please load. Please load, oh cry. Please load, I'll cry. There we go. Yay! Okay. Let's go, dude. Look at that shit. I'm very excited. It looks so cute already. Oh, the cursor! I just noticed. You must choose a nickname, pronouns, and preferred presentation using arrows on a mirror. True name may be discarded if desired. Click the blot of ink labeled save to confirm your choices and a cap on the inkwell to proceed. Your journey begins with the Book of the Traveler. P.S. Don't feed Robin, your pronouns are insatiable. What? The name will be left to fate? Okay. Please. Oh. Oh, stop playing disabled. What? Wait. Oh shit, I already forgot how to do. Oh, there we go, there we go. Let me write it, please. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. Yeah, this one. That one. Okay. Oh, okay. So this, what are the Master Traveler for here for the interesting. Okay. So where do I start then? What map? Drag to navigate. Okay, plus to zoom in, minus zoom out. Oh my god. Apologize for late arrival. My mortal form had an obligation. I could not reschedule. That's alright. We're here. And I'm looking at a map. And I totally know what I'm doing. Well, what are these? Oh. Welcome is read from bottom to top. Oh, okay. I totally know what these mean. I know what these mean. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll do this one first. I don't know if it matters. Oh, okay. What's this? Enter for more contact good news. Okay, yay! Do I start with a world map then? Achievements, illustrations, stories. Yeah, I guess I do start with that, right? Oh, I'm silly. Okay, hold on. Get on it. Yes. Book of the Travelers of first volume. Oh, there we go. I'm so silly. Let's go. I love the little side thing. Let me see if it's okay. Good, it's showing. This is the last time I had this problem where just like I cut off the top by accident. The following chronicle seeks to recount the events preceding the interference with the affairs of the legendary Tuatha de Danann, more contemporarily known as... Oh fuck, I forgot how to do this already. Oh god. Nadini. I totally remembered that. I totally needed to Oh wait, if you click the green link. Oh, yes please. Give me audio pronunciations.
Nadini Maiha.
Thank you. I don't. We begin in 1845 during the initial onset of...
Androch Hail.
Okay. Or...
An Gurta Mór.
Okay, the Great Famine. An era of Irish history besieged by an unparalleled tragedy. Oh, my husband would love this. My husband would love this. He is Irish. He would love this. For most, the severity of what was to come could not yet be known. But to the laborers, any poor harvest meant a long and hungry winter. Proper preparation was vital, and so it was thus that the
Aranach.
Aeronach set out to the port city of Galway one fateful September morning, ready to pawn off an assortment of family heirlooms and other disposable valuables. It was the only way to ensure survival. Okay. This journey, however, would be far longer and far stranger than anyone would have otherwise anticipated. Fascinating. Chapter 1: The Irishman and Tirnanog. Replay mode. Oh, you can freely experiment different places. No, I want my choices to affect the story. I want my choices to affect the story. There's a dull ache in my belly, a hollow pain that's been nagging at me to eat the wee morsel Mad gave me this morning.
Prata Biogawan.
Oh, a small potato. I ignore it, again, but not without effort. Oh, this moves. Oh, that's sick. My last proper meal had to have been last night's supper, but I know I could get by on a rumbling stomach a little while longer still. There will be time to eat when my errand's over and done with, and that should be soon, I hope. It's been a long and tiresome day's ride, but I'm determined to reach Galway before the sun hangs high. There's no sense in wasting what little money I have on lodgings if I can go about my business right as the shops open and be on my way by midday. But traveling the world at night's a dangerous business,
Mafoshta.
my child. Let alone with all those treasures in your saddlebag. You ought to pace yourself. Lots of desperate folk out there, especially now. Oh, I can imagine. But I'm just as likely to be robbed in a common lodging as I am on the road, I told my dad, firm and final. I need to hydrate real quick. Though, if I'm honest, I'm not too sure how well these old things will sell. None of it is terribly fancy by city standards. Oh, Mammo's dollies are Sunday clothes, a bit of jewelry Mam's worn ever since her wedding day. It's not exactly the kind of thing to buy when times are tough, and for what I've heard, the disease on our crops hasn't just affected us. It's all over, this is. I shake my head. There's bound to be some wealthy folk willing to take these trinkets off our hands, even if not for much. If nothing else, it should get that bastard of a landlord off our backs for a while. The roads have been quiet. It's almost unsettling for this time of year. Of course, it's no surprise I haven't seen other travelers these past couple hours, but even earlier today, only a few folks crossed my path. Families mostly, all bundled up and carrying what scarce few belongings their backs can manage, all slowly headed in the same direction as I. Now it's just me, and the dark thicket to my right, and the river to my left. I gulp and eye the woods from time to time. A wall of trees line the roadside, swallowing up any light to be found on this moonless night. It makes me nervous, so I keep to the left as much as I can and spur my horse to quicken her pace. Oh, is the horse's name Darby, or are we named Darby? I think we're named Darby. I think we're named Darby. Oh no, the horse's name is Darby. Oh, that's so cute. Whoa, steady now. Darby, my family's workhorse, slows to a restless halt in the middle of the road. Yeah, the horse is. I was gonna say, if we were named Darby, that would have been really funny. Yeah, we know you chose the name Creme, but your name is Darby. Like, okay. I love that name. I sigh, continuing to prod her, but she refuses to move 1 inch farther. She knows something. She sees something in those fucking woods, I'm telling you. I ought to sell you off, you stubborn old. I'm getting close. Just over yonder, I can see the beginning of the city's silhouette on the horizon, but it'll take me a few more hours to get there still. Choices don't matter. You are Darby now. Exactly. Your choices really don't matter, a la Deltarune. Your name is now Darby, and you will like it. God. It's so good. Alright. I suppose we can rest for a short while. A very short while, you hear? Just forgive me how to pronunciation. Affirmative and horse. I love that so much. There's a joke in our Discord that MC is named Darby too. One of our mods is in on it. Fuck yes. I love that shit. Fuck yes. You know, we just had this child born into this world. What are we gonna name him? Oh yeah, Darby. Oh, husband, we have a horse now. What do we name it? Oh, we shall name it after our son, for they will be great friends. We're gonna name the horse Darby. Yes, we'll name the horse Darby. I dismount and lead Darby off the road and down to the riverside for a drink. As she wades into the water, I linger back on the shore and stretch my aching limbs, not willing to get my feet wet to keep a hold of the rings. My shoulders tense as I spin around to look on both ends of the road, searching for the source of the whistle I just heard. That's not a good sign. Is someone out there? No one answers me, nor do I see anyone in the darkness. I clench my jaw, peering back over my shoulder at Darby. She seems entirely undisturbed, yet too far for me to grab in a hurry. Well, not that she would go anywhere in a hurry either. I sigh and rub the bridge of my nose. Her ears are better than mine. They might have seen nothing. Oh, hell no. I lift my hand from my face and glare right across from me into the trees. I didn't see anything move, but I heard something, I'm sure of it. Yeah, I think you did, and I'm kind of scared. John, I'm scared. Investigate. I quickly searched the ground for something to defend myself with, but only managed to eye a flimsy-looking branch in the grass. With a grimace, I grab it and make my way towards the road. It's no weapon, but maybe enough to scare a wild animal. As for a person, well, I'll be less lucky if it's a person, but old Darby's a willful beast and not terribly bright. I've got no choice but to confront the thing, whatever or whomever it is. The thicket is as dense as it is dark, and even more intimidating up close. Carefully, I hold the branch out in front of me and prod at the underbrush, pulling the foliage back to stare into the trees for any sign. It's a bird. Okay. You might want to turn the music down a little bit. Oh, really? Oh, here, hold on. Where's my settings? There it is. Oh, there it is. Let's say 50. Oh, wait, here we go. Better idea. Okay. Might be good. Turn this down a little bit. Might be good. Let's see. This should be good, I think. Oh, and then background VFX. Is that what it is? Is it VFX? Or parallax? Am I silly? No, I think that's what it is. I'll look. I'll look. Okay, good. That is what it was. Got it. Yay! I have a very big brain. My brain is very large, and my cock is massive. I jump back and nearly trip as a little bird flies out from the woods and rushes past my face, close enough to feel the brush of its wings. My shoulders slump, and I breathe out a sigh of relief. Only an animal after all, I think, chuckling to myself as I turn around. Oh, hell no. Okay, I think we're dead. Oh. There we go. My jaw hangs slack as I finally spot the hooded person on the other side of the road, who somehow crept past me and now stands ready to hoist themselves round to the back of my dim-witted mare. Hey, what are you doing? Get away from there! The stranger refuses to regard me even as I charge towards them. Unfortunately, I'm too slow. By the time I reach the thieving bastard, they've already swung into Darby's saddle. Darby, you're a fucking idiot. Kick his ass. Run fast. What? The stranger swats Darby's rear and spooks the mare into a frenzied gallop out of the river and into, of all things, the woods. I'm baffled. I don't know if the thief intended to go off-road or if poor panicked Darby forced the thief's hand, but I won't have time to question it. Stealing my resolve, I run into the woods and chase after the thief on foot. My chances of catching up are slim, but I have to try. I have to. The journey back is far too long to be sensible without a ride, let alone without money, without food. Even if I pressed on and made it home regardless, what would I say to my family when I arrive? Oh no, sorry family. I happen to lose my fucking food, our shit, and my horse. I lost my fucking I lost twin, so sorry. Like what the fuck? I've lost our money, our valuables, even our horse. We'd be you'd be fucked is what you'd be. Jaw clenched, I run as fast as my legs will take me, bolting through the trees, barely able to see more than 10 feet ahead of me, and with only a path of snapped branches to guide my way. Yeah, that'd be a bad time. No, that would be bad. I think they'd be pretty upset with me. I'd be upset with me too. Lucky for me, the thief seems to be riding straight through the woods. Had they instead decided to veer in another direction, I'm sure I'd lose them for good. It is odd, though. I can't imagine why the thief would choose to push further in. Would it not make more sense to simply keep on to Galway, where all those things would sell? After a while, I lose track of how long I've been running. All I know is I need to keep moving no matter how tired I am, or how my gut turns and growls. Fortunately, just as soon as I begin to fear that I'll never see the end of these woods, the trees begin to thin out into a glade. I pause for a moment to catch my breath, but the strangeness of this place does not escape me. At first glance, I think must have gone turned around and returned to the riverside. But the longer I look, I can see that this body of water is not a river at all. It's a small lake, surrounded on all sides by tall, jagged stones. I move closer on impulse and feel heat from the water, rising up on pillars of steam. The surface also bubbles like a simmering stew, and if my eyes aren't deceiving me, the water looks red. What the devil? What is all this? What the I smiled at that. I don't know why. It sounds what the scallop? Fucking what in heaven's name is this? Again, this sounds like something my fucking husband was saying. It's so funny. I think that's why I'm giggling. I'm like, this would be something he would say. And now I can only see him, dude. But of course, I'm talking to the air. No one else is here. No one else is here. Shite. My heart pounds as I spin around and search the ground for Darby's tracks. I can't afford to get distracted like this. The longer I linger here, the farther the thief gets. Thankfully, it doesn't take me long to find a fresh pair of muddy prints. They came out of the trees and near the same spot I did, then halt abruptly, slowing into a circle in a different direction. With haste, I go to follow this new trail, expecting it to wind back into the woods. But it doesn't. I stare down, beyond perplexed, as Darby's hooves stop short by the lake's edge. For a moment, I consider the possibility that the thief purposely waded into the lake to throw me off, but the longer I look into the water, I realize it's too deep. There's no gradual decline. It's a steep drop, dark, murky, and without end. If the thief did steer Darby into the water, they would have. Oh, I don't think he liked that. Deep breath. Splash. Aw. Well. Oh. Lake. Okay, Lake of the Dragons. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me get this.
Look, Bale Dragon.
Lochbel Dragon. Okay. Is one of the many yet few waypoints between what was this? Shit. Between Tir Nanog and
Inishfall.
Inishval, hidden away and forgotten by most. It stands unique for its relative ease of access and longevity, yet similar to other waypoints of its kind, the threshold remains closed as to prevent accidental wayward travelers. Unless, of course, it has been deliberately opened. Yes, please. Chapter 2. The Green Knight. I need to get my water, actually. I will be right back. Nacho cheese. Chapter 2. The Green Knight. That would be so fucking annoying if I actually just read it like that through the rest of the stream. Oh, it's blue. It's blue now. Oh, it's pretty. Oh! After flailing in the water for God knows how long, I finally find the surface again and drag myself onto the lake shore. It takes several raggy breaths before my vision clears. Did that cheeky bastard try to drown me? I look around to see if I can work out which direction the thief went, but nothing looks familiar. No, it's more than that. This isn't the same lake I fell into, not even the same grove. The ruddy water is now bright and clear and adorned with lily pads. The familiar oak and ash trees are gone, replaced with mossy, gnarled willows and yews. The roots run so deep that they cascade into the lake, and everywhere I step is bursting with wild flowers. The forest is so overgrown that the treetops almost block out the sunlight that's suddenly sprung up over the horizon. But despite the abundant shade, I'm perfectly warm. There's a slight breeze, but it's as soft as a kiss, spring-like. And awfully unusual for September. We're in September? World break! What is this? Glancing back at the lake, the water is still, without a trace of my unexpected swim. Christ almighty, am I dead? I said this. We might be dead. We might be dead. I pinched my arm and winced. Okay, so we're not dead. Never mind. I can still feel, but what if it's just my mind playing tricks on me? Maybe I hit my head in the lake and I feel a wave of panic wash over me as I think of my family, waiting anxiously at home. They never wanted me to come here. They told me it was way too dangerous. What have I gotten myself into? Robbed and drowned by the roadside. Mom, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm dead. The sound of an approaching horror snaps me out of my thoughts. My heart skips a beat for half a moment, daring to think it might be Darby, but then...
Who's out there?
In the name of the
Queen,
oh.
I order you to show yourself.
Huh? I scowl a bit. What's a damn... An Englishman? What's a damn... Whoa.
Sassanach.
Oh, doing out this way. Dude! It's the English! Not again! This must be hell. Like, oh my god! Yeah! Knock knock. It's America. Moving as silently as possible, I shield myself behind a thick yew and watch for glimpses of the stranger or their horse. Up ahead, beyond the twisty limbs of this forest, I see traces of a dirt road. Darting between the trees, I advance closer, angling for a better vantage point. As I reach the tree line, I pause. The strangers come into view. Like I'd hoped, and now I can start making out some details. A pink sash pinks out from the foliage, which appears to be draped across some kind of cloth armor. Oh, interesting. I squint. Is that a spear? What's the military doing roaming around with spears? Well, what if they're not military? What if they're not military? I don't know, dude. I'm guessing. They're quite short for a soldier, too. This is just getting odd. I slump against a tree. My wet clothes feel heavy and my back is beginning to ache with tension. Yeah, I'm sure. I could tell this stranger isn't my thief, and they don't look much like British military either. Maybe they could help me. Of course it's British. Maybe they could help me sort some things. They probably at least know where we are. God damn it. And I was making so many jokes today before stream about British. Oh my god. As for help. Sitting here feeling sorry for myself won't help. They may even be able to point me home, or to the pearly gates, I suppose. Though, truth to be told, I'm beginning to doubt that possibility. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't feel dead. Brushing my hair out of my face and straightening my clothes as best as I'm able, I march out from the trees and over to them. When they see me, they come to a halt. Hopefully that's a good sign. However, as I begin to get a better look at their face, I'm momentarily taken aback. Oh, it's an elf! I think that's an elf. The person before me is unlike anyone I've ever seen. For one, the ears are sloped to unnatural points and are nestled under a mop of greenish-brown hair. My eyes linger on the scar edge across their slightly protruding chin. I stand up straighter, but quickly look away, careful not to reveal too much surprise on my face. No wonder things have been so strange. Hi, baby. Thank you for the daily. I love you. Look, babe, there's Irish dialect, baby. There's Irish dialect, honey. Let's go. I'm not dead, but they're not human. You'd easily mistake it from far away, but face to face, there's no question. It's one of the, oh, fairies. Oh, nice. They remind me of the stories man would tell of the men in Creme, those who watch over nature's most untouched places. This might be my best attempt to present myself respectfully, though. The fairy looks furious with me.
You!
What did I do? Why saying fuck me for? Without giving me time to respond, they seized me by the arm and dragged me over to the horse. Wait! Please, wait, I didn't mean any offense. They don't even hear me over their own voice, which hasn't stopped berating me with questions all too fast for me to answer.
Where have you been? Do you have any clue how worried I was? What have you been eating? What are you doing here? Why are you all wet? Why do you look like you're starving?
Well, because I am starving. I'm a starving boy. I'm hungry. After binding my wrist with some rope they had, they easily left me onto the horse. Oh. Hold on. I don't know how to say this, please.
Manum.
Oh, okay. Manum, they're stronger than they look. Well, they're tiny. But what's this all about where I've been? I just got here. I look down at them pleadingly and take note of a small swan emblem on their sash. Wait, hold on now. You've got to listen to me. Whoever you think I am, you have the wrong person. Unfortunately, my words fall on deaf ears. To be honest, though, the more they shout at me, the less angry they sound. If anything, they're acting more like a concerned parent. Sighing heavily, I slump into the saddle, now acutely aware that I'm being kidnapped by a fairy. At least I get a break from walking now. Come home safely, my treasure. Stick to the road and don't go astray. There's more than robbers out there to be mindful of. Ma'am, I'm not a child. You don't have to go on about those tales. Of course, dear. Just remember, don't give anyone your name. Mind your manners and don't eat anything you're offered. But what if it looks really good? What if I'm like really, really hungry and they give me like what if it's like a little grandma and she wants to give me like pan dulce? Like please. After some time, the fairy and I arrive at an ancient-looking stone structure. The area is still and quiet. We're obviously the only ones here. Save the wildlife, I suppose. That's how the Fae get you. Well, yeah, but I would have by being cute little old ladies with snacks. Okay, but you know what though? It would have been worth it because I got good food, and she was probably nice to me and calling me dear. She was probably very nice to me. Okay. Like, listen, I'm very gullible. I am very, privy to suggestion. And by suggestion, I mean food. Foliage blossoms all around us, filling the air with a sweet scent of wildflowers. No, it's fair. No, it's very fair. I'm just a hungry lad. Apparently. The fairy silently helps me off the horse. They stopped yelling a while ago, so we were forced to travel in sullen silence. As they lead their mare to the stables, I awkwardly fiddle at the rope around my wrists, but it's no use. It's too damn tight to wriggle out of. Getting stuck in the other world because the red's too... Oh no! Just put the tates in the bag, bro. Just put the potatoes in the bag, bro. No! I take in my surroundings and spot a flourishing fruit and vegetable garden off to the side. Huge strawberries rise out of the garden bed and spill over onto the path. My mouth waters at the sight. I love strawberries. Entranced by bulbous ruby-red strawberries, I almost don't register my captor returning to my side. Oh, peas? Peas should be ready soon. I love peas. What the fuck? You grew all of this? Of course. Who else would? I don't fucking know. They give me a puzzled look. It just meant you weren't having trouble with the land? I look at the garden. The pea plot. The pea pods are plump and near ripe, and a hint of wildness is present in the chaotic tangle of stems, leaves, and produce. My thoughts turn back to our struggling farm and the people waiting for me to return. My stomach churns, and the encroaching hunger from the smell of strawberries turns into nausea. I suppose, whatever this place is, the blight hasn't come to it.
Trouble? Why would I have trouble? Honestly, what has gotten into you, Diona?
Who the hell? Oh, okay. I was like, what? You mean? Oh, okay. Wait. The name is... Yeah, apparently. Diona? No, I falter, remembering my mother's warning. At the time, I brushed it off, but now I might need to think twice. Not them. Who else would you be? Wait, answer that when I have some parchment. Without giving me time to respond, they lead me to the structure. House! The bottom floor is surprisingly cozy, especially given the formidable exterior. Someone has gone to great lengths to make it feel like a home. The hearth is warm and comforting, potted plants and hanging dolls are scattered about, and there's a faint smell of baked bread lingering here. I love baked bread, bro. Look at how cute this house is. They guide me over to a small two-person table. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. Okay, hold on. I need... Give me a second. Okay, never mind. We're good. No ads. None of that. You can press I to read the text box if you want to look more. Oh, really? Hold on. Oh, cute! Look at this. This art style is really cute, and I love the house. As I wait at the table with not much else to do, I let my eyes wander over to the decor. The tatting of the lace on this doily is done so well. I wonder if the fairy made all these things. The dolls and doilies, the knitted blanket on the back of that armchair. I nervously eye the comparatively crude monstrosity propped up in the corner, which I assume is some kind of training dummy by the arrows in its torso. The words Traitor King are scrawled across a sign slung over its neck, no doubt a testament of the dummy king's villainy. That's what we're dealing with. Fascinating. Suppose some things never change, no matter where you go. But what is it guarding? When the fairy doesn't come back immediately, I use the opportunity to raise a check. It's a holding cell, a remnant of its building's purpose, perhaps, before the fairy made it a home. Peeking through the bars, I scan what may be in my future. Death by allergies. There's just a lumpy-looking hay bed, a suspicious bucket, and a thick layer of dust that covers everything. Better that than a skeleton, I suppose. Is the bucket? It's the piss bucket. It's the piss bucket. It's the bucket for piss. It's the piss. The bucket for piss. Looking around the room some more, I spot a desk in the far corner covered with scattered maps, notes, letters, and some wayward knitting materials. The maps have writing all over them, and the notes mention something about possible sightings that catches my eye. Maybe. Is it, how do I say this for Twitch? Is it the milk bucket? I don't think I could say the other thing, but I could say milk. I'm gonna investigate. I move some other papers aside and look closer at one of the maps. Strangely, it looks a bit like Ireland at first, but the longer I stare, the less sense it makes. Oh, this is the map we were looking at earlier. Oh, there's writing on it. Yes, that's where I go. Oh, okay. So clearly this person was looking for something. Yeah, clearly this person was looking for something, but like they don't know what. But this is how far they traveled, apparently. Interesting. We'll let fan theory speculate on that one. Oh, hell no. The continent, or island, is divided into 4 distinct regions. Folius, Phineas, Murias, and Gordias. Okay. Each name is then followed by a subheading respectively, the provinces spring, summer, autumn, and winter. I wonder what that means. Well, look at the map. It means what you think it means. Amid the various landmarks and city-like dwellings are symbols I've never seen before. The strange intersecting lines might be some kind of language, but I can't say for sure. As I keep looking, I notice some notes and scribbles jutting across the map at certain places. There's a little building in Folius that looks a bit like this place, labeled Outpost. Is that what it is, an outpost? Finally, I take a look at the top of the map. There, I see the presumed name for the strange land. Tirano? I pronounced it right, yay! The land of the young? I've only heard that name in stories. Could it be true? Have I fallen in the steps of Oshin? Okay. I decided to distract myself from this revelation by moving on to one of the letters that's already unfolded. There's a broken wax seal on the paper's edge depicting a swan like the fairy's pin. To the Honorable Shay Fairglass. I mumble the words aloud. Shay Fairglass. That must be the fairy's name. Oh, okay. The word honorable also clarifies some things. Seems I was right about there being a soldier, just not for any army I know. Suddenly I hear the sound of something being dropped on the table behind me. Caught red-handed, Lord, they're a Lightfoot. I try to turn around as casually as possible, as though I wasn't just prying into their personal affairs. Shay keeps looking between me and the desk, and I brace myself for a new round of lecturing. Instead, they began talking rapidly.
Look, I know you don't believe me, but I really do think I'm onto something.
I'm close. I can feel it. Look. They ran over to the map and began pointing to areas and talking about the things I don't understand. So, the princess was being held in Duntolon, which is Murias, right? I guess. Right, and which princess is this again? Shay immediately looks at me like I have 2 heads.
What do you mean, which princess? The one I've been looking for the last 150 years.
Well, I'm just asking. Don't give me attitude. I'm trying to clarify. I'm asking questions.
The missing heir to King Henri's throne.
Oh. I still don't know what you mean. I feel the blood drain from my face. 150 years? Just how old are they? Long living aside, though, that's an awfully long time to look for someone. Wonder if all this princess talk has something to do with that powdered dummy in the corner. Not that I'm terribly inclined to ask. Anyways, it wasn't always unseelie territory. Despite the attack, we held that spot of Morias right until the end. It only went to the traders after the treaty, so I might have been wrong about her getting stuck over there, given the timing. So now I've got a different thought. The princess was closest to her druid more than anyone in the world, besides me, and that lot chose not to interfere in the war. So what if she's with them, hiding away one of those sanctuary temple things? Water. When we escaped, I told her to go somewhere the Unseelie can't go. Maybe she thought that meant somewhere not part of the war. Or maybe she didn't choose at all. She could be just as much a prisoner there for all anyone knows. Since the druids refused to stand with us when we needed it most, it wouldn't surprise me to learn that they've kept the true heirs tucked away for a rainy day. Hope that's not the case, but I don't know. Some of that lot feel as two-faced as the traitors, no offense.
When you get done in Tever, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your time training there.
What are you talking about? I've never been there. I glance back at the map. There's a tavern in Phalius. I was right. Okay, a Tamir and Phalius. I really am in the Tirnanog. A freshly war-torn Tirnanog, if I'm keeping up with everything Shay's just said. I waver on unsteady legs for a moment. Shay stares at me suspiciously and clears her throat before continuing.
Of course, I wouldn't ask you to tell me any secrets. And I know you have to tend to the townspeople too, so it'd only be during one of your usual visits.
Oh, okay. Assuming the queen lets you after all this, I mean. I know she doesn't like me poking around about it. I'm sorry about earlier. I've just been worried sick, you know, but it shouldn't have been so rough with you. Well, thank you. I wasn't... Okay. Thank you. Does this mean you'll untie this rope? Not a chance. No, come on over to the table. Bruh! Well, at least we seem to be on better terms now. Maybe I can get them to listen to me. I finally see what they dropped on the table when they came in. They brought me a plate of bread and honey with a glass of milk. I love... Oh god, they look so pretty. Also, I love bread and honey. Although, okay, are we dipping the bread in the honey, or does the bread have honey stuffed into it? Or is the bread covered with the honey? I'm asking too many questions. Go on, you eat while I interrogate you. I don't wanna. I don't quite like the sound of that. What kind of interrogation is this? I stare at the food. My mouth salivates pleadingly. Ugh. My stomach may be all for it, but every other part of me is warning me not to. If I ever intend on getting home, that is. I swallow down the hunger. I'm not hungry. Gorama gut. My gut groans in protest. Traitor. It's getting a sign too. You sure about that? Aye, positive. Shay stares at me, frustration plain on their face, but they don't press the issue and sit opposite me. They tack out a scroll and begin scrolling quickly, mumbling to themselves. Finally, they look up at me.
So, what were you doing by the loch?
Their quill pauses as they wait for my answer. Ooh. Well, you seem fine. I kind of want there to be more clarity between us. I know my mom said, don't go saying your name to these other people, but also, like, I kind of feel like I kind of have to be truthful, to be honest. So, we're going to explain ourselves. At last, I can explain. I take a deep breath before launching into my story. I was on my way to Galway.
Galway? What's a Galway?
Oh, I suppose they don't know where that is. It's a place on the other side of the loch. You went to Inishval? Ireland. I didn't go there. I'm from there, like I keep trying to tell you. Well, of course you are originally. But you know you're not allowed to open the waypoint without permission.
Deona, that's dangerous stuff to mess with.
Like, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. He dragged me in. There has to be some way I can convince you. I was just minding my business when a thief stole my horse and pushed me into the lake. When I stumbled out again, it spat me up in here instead of there. I'm not Dauna. It's just a mistake. Shay hesitates as they decide if they believe me. They go and pull a small bronze hand mirror out of their desk before handing it to me. It's just me staring back. I half expected a different face to be looking into the mirror. Still looks like you to me. How is this possible? Who is Dauna? Maybe I should be asking who I am at this rate. You look like Dauna, and I sure didn't see a horse thief on my way to the loch. Besides, how is someone like that supposed to open up a waypoint? That sort of thing is far beyond the skill of a single person.
You realize how absurd this story sounds, right?
That's not my fault. That's not my fault. Likely more than you do. Honestly, Daona, I don't know what to make of you now. You disappeared for months without a word, working up everyone from me to the court about where you tunneled off to. You know some folks thought you were killed, right? Or worse, defected. Bet if I hadn't coming down for my rounds, you wouldn't even thought to come by the outpost and let me know you weren't dead. Now you're spinning all these tall tales. I mean, listen. I understand that this fucking person ditched you. I am so sorry that they ditched you without a fucking trace. But that is not my fault. We are not the same. That is not my fault. There is a doppelganger out there, okay? Not my fault. Not my fault. don't even. It kind of sounds like they have a point. I mean, yes, but like, brother, I just wanted to find my horse. I just wanted Darby back. Please, I'm not. Help me find a thief and I'll show you. Shay frowns and instead of answering me, grabs my forearm. Take me on a date first. What you grabbing me for? This again? You have a bruise from where I grabbed you earlier. I can't see what they're doing, but they began rubbing the blossoming bruise and humming softly. If not Daona, why look like Daona? Riddle me this, Batman. There is a doppelganger. Riddle me this, Batman. Can you please give me my arm back? Reddening, they dropped my arm and rushed off to their death. I look down and the bruise is gone. How did they do that? Magic. Glancing at Shay, I see they're busying themselves at their desk. Yeah, magic. That's how that happened. Magic. That's how there's a doppelganger, and that's how I got here. Magic. Not my fault. I stand by my case. I take a longing glance over at the food, and I see a piece of bread is missing. Wait a second, where'd it go? Am I finally losing it? While I try to figure that out, I hear Shay nailing one of the notes they just wrote on the exterior door of the outpost. This prompts me to turn back to Shay, who then leans out a window to make a strange call. I gasp as a strange being with dragonfly-like wings flutters in and takes the note. A creature! A fucking... A familiar, perhaps? I'll meet you at the palace. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is, Shay. I don't know where that is. If walks like a Daona, talks like a Daona, and looks like a Daona, then it's probably a Daona. You know what else this is? You know who else is a Daona? My mom. They pause in front of me awkwardly.
You know that if you just tell me what you've been trying to do, I'd help you. You're basically family, Daona. But if you don't tell me anything, then I can't.
I'm trying to explain this shit to you, but you don't fucking listen to me. You don't fucking listen. I am willing. I will give you whatever fucking money I make from that lost shit that the fuck you guy stole from me, including my horse. I will literally give you that money if you just fucking believe me, please. Just, you're Daona, I'm Daona. Is there any other Daona I don't know about? Then help me catch the person who started this mess. We've got to talk to the queen first. I don't wanna. Are you sure you won't eat? Again, I appreciate it, but no. With a final sigh, they gather their things to lead me out the door. I guess it's time to meet the queen of the fairies. Oh lord, what have I gotten myself into? I don't know! Apparently, I'm a Daona. Yay, I'm gonna continue. Chapter 3. The Master of Secrets. Gonna be awkward when I throw Daona shit. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're Daona, I'm Daona. Is there any other Daona I don't know about? need to remember how to pronounce this again. Okay. The ride to Tevere is quiet. Shay keeps glancing warily at me, like they want to ask me more questions, but change their mind every time. I suppose I'm not sure what to say either, since nothing I tell them makes a difference. If only I had anything for my saddlebag. Pretty! Wait! Pretty! As we approach the city, we ride through the farmlands on the outskirts. The fields are all flourishing, ready to harvest, even though it feels like a beautiful spring day. We finally make it to the city gates, an opposing wall at the base of an enormous hill. Okay, now I have to see what oh, yeah. Never mind. Okay, thank you, Saribot. I was like, what the fuck? But we're good. Perched on top of the hill is this palace, where I can only assume I'm being taken. Yeah. My panic begins to rise as we get closer. If I don't find a way out of this, I may never get home. And who knows what else this Diona I'm supposed to be has done. If Shay is this angry, imagine what the queen might be thinking. I'm telling you, it's not my fucking fault. At least if I run, I might have a better chance of getting home. Shay takes this very moment to pull me closer to them.
Now we are gonna head straight to the palace. No stalling. Stay close. A lot of people have missed having you around to tend to them, and I don't want you getting dragged off.
What are you talking about? Shay, with all due respect, I'm very fucking... I don't know what to do anymore, Shay. Please. There we go. That looks better, I think. Or was it better the way it was? I don't know anymore. There we go. Yay! If we stop for everyone who needs it, we'll never get there. Oh. I guess I was a helping hand, but I don't know, because I know nothing! And whenever you do, don't bring up that talk about Inisfal. I expect the queen will take too kindly to hearing the court druids trying to flee the country. Huh? The court what now? I was a fucking druid? I was a druid? Oh, it's the other one. Okay. That sounds important. Yes! Shay doesn't say anything more on it though, and leads their horse over to the stables before we enter the city. Kata's not a fan of the city, too crowded. And not sympathetically, not being much of a fan myself. Poor horse. Darby isn't nervous around people. The old girl doesn't seem to even pay attention most of the time. Don't bully her like that! Alright there, Shay. Been a while since you've been up. Just escorting the druid back, then I'm back to the post. It takes all my willpower not to snort at the idea of being escorted like this. It's so pretty. Look at this shit. It's gorgeous. Inside the walls, the city is bustling with activity. The people here, like Shay, are all mostly human-looking save for the pointed ears and a few strange otherworldly hair colors. A giant canal runs along the main thoroughfare, and the stores and homes are all inside gorgeous marble buildings. The blooming flowers that litter every corner and crevice fill the air with their pleasant aromas. I don't know what I expected, but it was nothing like this. I craned my head as we walked to see as much as possible. Okay, well first... Okay, that's better. Oh my god. There we go. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Down the alleyways, I get glimpses of shabby row houses and dimly lit stores. Shay and I walk side by side, and they have a firm grip on my bindings. At first, I am annoyed by the short leash until an elderly woman suddenly grabs my arm, her pony grip locked around it.
Oh, dear. I was so worried when I heard. I thought to myself, now who's gonna make Kieran's medicine?
Darby gives as good as she gets. Listen, Darby is perfect. Darby is a perfect horse, and she is wonderful. I love Darby. I haven't even seen this horse, and I love Darby. I feel a bit bewildered getting picked up from the crowd. Seems Shay isn't the only one who thinks I'm Daona. As I prepare to respond, Shay quickly cuts me off. Not just now, Miss De Power. I promised to get Daona back to you, but first we got to see the Queen.
Of course, you two. You'll come around too sometime, Shay.
She leaves without a fuss, and it isn't until she's out of our sight that we continue on. I feel my stomach churn as we walk. While no one else approaches Shay and I feel an abundance of eyes on me. Just how well known is Daona? Are they some kind of doctor? Okay. I don't like this. How am I gonna get out of here? The whole damn city knows my face. We come up to a busy crossroads filled with all sorts of food and the bauble vendors. Amid the... Wait. I only get one chance. I've got to make a count. We continue down the main thoroughfare, where I peek into shop windows and open doors seeing the assortment of goods, foods, drinks, and fabrics offered. That was a quick time event. Holy piss. One weaver in particular is showing off what looks like silk that shifts from silver to a rich purple color in the light. A small crowd of admirers clap and gasp on cue. A bottle vendor is calling out to pedestrians to lure them over to her shop. Some of her trinkets are shaped like creatures I've never seen before. A couple remind me of the one I saw Shay talk to. Some of them sparkle with what looks like real gems. I guess I wouldn't be able to tell if they were fake, but I get the feeling I'm not wrong. Any one of these could probably sell for 10 times what I had in my saddlebag. The well-to-do looking customers don't seem too impressed though. Everything here is so fancy. I bet it wouldn't be so bad living in the city. I speak without thinking, temporarily forgetting I'm supposed to know what here is like. Shay gives me a confused look that I'm quickly growing familiar with. The look that says that Daona wouldn't think the same. As if you don't look too hard. I mean, you know how it is. That they stop mid-sentence as though remembering my story. Maybe they're finally starting to believe me. But whenever they think they're thinking, they quickly shake the thought out of their head.
Anyway, you know how it is. Put the nice stuff up front so no one sees what's happening in the back.
Of course, you know this lot don't count much anyway. Well, we like to include time choices for immersion purposes, but if it's not your thing, you can turn them off in the settings. No, it's okay. I like it. I love these quick time events. I love quick thinking under pressure. Could be worse, I guess. Most people are doing alright now that the Queen lets you come down here and help. People like that. I wonder what Daona does for the city. If the Queen is letting her important druid come down to help, it must be pretty necessary. Even so, fairy problems are the least of my concerns. Right now, I'm just trying to deal with my human problems. Speaking of which, we're approaching a busy intersection soon. This might just be the chance I need. We step into the street just in time for a carriage to come barreling towards us. I plant my feet into the dirt and defiantly refuse to budge, forcing Shay to either let go of the rope or be run over. I feel them release the rope within seconds to spare. We both stumble backwards as the carriage driver shouts obscenities at us. Traffic continues to flow, pulling Shay and I further apart.
You stay right there!
No! I'm leaving. I can barely see them in the crowd now, and I use the opening to flee to the first alley I see. Sorry, Shay, but I can't afford to get dragged into more fairy business. I'm in my way over my head as it is. We're escaping! As I run, tall market buildings begin to obscure the line of the alley, shrouding it in a bit of darkness. Hidden in the shadows, I eventually stop and lean against the cool stone walls and fiddle with the rope bindings. It's no use. The knot is secure and the rope is tied against my wrists. I skulk further down the alley in search of anything sharp. The alley gives way to another area of town, where shabby storefronts have beggars and street food carts instead of the comparatively posh vendors I just left. I really don't need to be walking around like this. While doing my best to keep myself inconspicuous, I search the ground of anything of use. A shouted bottle by the doorway of a boisterous bar catches my eye. I dart over and snatch off my prize. Shielding myself from the bar window, I try to assault the rope with a glass shard. But it's difficult. Even when I manage to twist the glass at an effective angle, my fingers will slip. My fingers will slip or my wrists will cramp up. Damn, Shay sure knows how to tie a knot. I heave a sigh and drop my head back against the wall, giving my poor hands a rest. Just as I do, I spot a small fluttering light overhead. I squint my eyes as the light draws closer and hovers by my still-bound wrists. I peer down at it aghast softly. It's not a light at all, but a strange glowing moth. Don't suppose you can do anything about this. As no one answers, the moth quickly flies away. Of course, fat load of help you are. Without much other choice in the matter, I get back at it. But thankfully, after a few painful minutes of struggle, I finally finish cutting the rope. As I'm soothing my aching wrist, the glowing moth returns. A little too late, aren't you? I'm talking to magical fairy moths now.
Well. Imagine that.
Huh?
A Sealy Court druid missing for weeks. Found loitering near a bar that serves known criminals.
Huh?
What will people say?
I don't know, but I kind of... Hey. Can we get a character sprite? Brandishing the glass shard, I turn to face the speaker. A tall, slender man stands behind me, his face half obscured by shadow. The moth flutters near him, even though he pays it no attention. What does that say about you, then? I snap back at him, my voice stronger than I expected. The man steps into the light. He leans towards me until we are face to face. Oh! God, he's the prettiest person I've ever seen. His golden eyes hone in on me and he gives me a vulpine smile.
Why, it says I'm doing my job, of course.
Oh my god. You fuckers did a good job. You fuckers did a good job. And what job is that? My voice is beginning to waver under his cold gaze.
Finding you. Now come, let your dear friend Keegan take you back where you belong.
Keegan?
Is that his name?
You can... Hey, you don't even have to cut my wrist. You don't even have to cut the rope. You don't have to cut the rope. I'll go with you willingly. But by all means, hey, I am... I'm rubbing my hands like a fly right now. His smile is even more unsettling. Is everyone in the other world after Dauna? Escaping is getting more complicated by the second. Damn it, I really have no choice after all. I dejectedly walk alongside him as we venture through the alleys.
Very convenient that I ran into you here. I was just meeting with an associate regarding your whereabouts. It was quite useless, evidently.
Oh, you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to worry anymore. I found myself. Hey, listen, I'm willing to go willingly. Do I get a light sentence if I go willingly? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Your associate. One of them, yes. I would be a poor master of secrets without a variety of contacts. Master of secrets? Is this some kind of fancy word for a spy? I guess that makes sense. It would explain why he was in a place like this. I should probably be extra careful around him. I don't need to. I don't need to, bro. Just my luck I run into him while everyone thinks I'm some important druid person. Maybe I can play the part long enough to get out of here. Ooh! Rather than heading directly for the palace, Keegan instead leads me into a fancy-looking boutique. I've never been in such a shop before, but Keegan glides through it with a clear familiarity. The two shopkeepers whisper frantically between themselves when they catch sight of us. As Keegan approaches the counter, the whispers turn into delighted grins and greetings. Oh, Master Keegan, back so soon. Or is it a visit of pleasure?
My lady, as much as I value my time here, this visit is not for me.
Oh! It's... Hey, you don't... We could go home. We could go home. Keegan attentively takes her hand and briefly kisses her knuckles. Will you... Okay. The young woman flushes pink before shooting me a look of contempt. Yes, about my guest here. I'm bringing our flighty druid back to the palace, but... All three of them stare at me, and I nervously rub my dirty hands on my clothes. I never really put much thought into my looks, besides from the times I've needed to mend a thing or two. I look this ratty? Dude. Hey, take me to Valhalla already. I completely embarrassed myself. Take me back to Valhalla. No, thank you. Standing in front of their judgmental eyes, though, my meager clothing seems more shabby than before. You can see the problem. I simply cannot present the druid in this state. The queen would be devastated. Master Keegan, how considerate. The queen is truly blessed to have such a man in her court.
No.
The pleasure is mine. Oh! He does both. Oh, I love it. Oh my god. I can't tell if Keegan is being sincere or not, but the couple behind the counter does seem to be carrying away. They rush to bring me an assortment of outfits, all while fawning over him. Suppose he's pretty popular. No way, really. The couple never speak to me directly. Instead, they talk to Keegan about me. I do notice that they seem to keep shooting nervous glances at the glowing moth that curiously bobs near him at all times. They don't seem to like your moth very much. I'm not sure what possesses me to speak up. Likely the fact that the shopkeepers keep ignoring me. The lady shopkeeper shoots me an ugly look before returning to her fabrics. If Keegan sees it, he says nothing. Oh, what is it? Aishi, okay. Ah, the Aishi usually aren't allowed inside. This couple is kind enough to make an exception for my will-o-wisp. I stare dumbfounded at the fluttering moth. I grew up hearing stories about the wisp, but to see one this close, it's different than I imagined. Cuter, I suppose. For a moment, I pause. Wait, but aren't you all Aishi? What's the difference? As soon as I say that, the couple both stare at me horrified. Keegan actually looks caught off guard.
You've returned much more vulgar than before. Intriguing, but unbecoming. What if I'd asked the difference between you and a horse? It amounts to the same thing.
Well, we're both mammals. Except that I'm bipedal and my horse is Darby, but that's besides the point.
As you well know, they were already here when we, the two a day, were driven to Tirnanog. It's a foul human conflation to assume we're the same.
I don't fucking know, Keegan. Don't. First of all, I don't think I have an argument anymore. God damn it. Huh. So they're not fairies then. Or at least a different sort. Enough so that the conflation would cause offense. I'm something of a bipedal horse if you think about it. Yes. MC's named Darby. You know, I'm something of a bipedal name if I do say so myself, so I got more creative lines than that one. Totally creative. My first time in a fancy shop and I insult the owners. I'm not sure if Keegan cares about what I say, but I get the feeling the wisp means more to him than he lets on, else he wouldn't keep it so close. What do you think, Master Keegan? The mauve kaftan or the emerald gown? I don't fucking know. Keegan seriously considers each option before grabbing them both and walking over to me. He holds out the outfits for me to consider. Let's let the wearer choose, shall we? The fabrics are all high-quality silks. I'll never earn enough in my lifetime to pay for these. I have to find a way out of this before I end up deeper in trouble, but I kind of want to wear them! Mohara.
And in the plural, Kharja.
Oh, okay, Mohara. Never fear, Mohara. This is simply a business expense. Of course I will foot the bill. He's gonna pay for me? That's exactly what I'm worried about. Why? He wants to pay for me? Oh, girl, I am going to destroy your credit score. The words come out before I can stop myself. You seem to have also gained some sass on your unexpected vacation. I gained much more than sass. Stop! 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 That's enough! Cease! You simply must tell me what you got up to. After we meet with the queen, of course. For now, let's make you presentable. I flush out the reminder of my position and grab one of the outfits. Oh! Tunic or a mauve kaftan. I want to do the emerald. I think the emerald gown would be pretty. I chose a dress, finding myself drawn to the way the fabric seems to glimmer when it catches the light. The silhouette is foreign to me and exposes more of my skin than I'm used to, but it makes sense for the climate. For a moment, I marvel on the detailing. The neck and waistline are embroidered with floral embellishments and feel silken to the touch. I can't imagine how much time was spent on this gown alone. Once I finished changing, the shopkeepers gestured me over to a large silver mirror so I could finally see myself in full. How do you feel? They are masters of their craft, no? I agree. Yeah, they are. I agree, they are. The clothes fit me as though they've been made for me and not hastily grabbed from a pile. I run my fingers along the fine stitching and feel how impossibly light the fabric is. I can see why Keegan frequents this shop so often. As we approach the counter, the tailors are both watching me in triumph. They may be snooty, but they obviously take a lot of pride in their work.
I must say, you did not disappoint me. Once again, I'm in your debt.
For what? You don't have to do nothing.
Oh, you flatter us, Master Keegan. Your patronage just stinks enough. Oh, he meant them. Okay, whatever, dude. Of course, we also enjoy your more casual visits. As do I, but for now, I fear I must return to the palace. I'll send payment along with what I owe for my personal order. Keegan continues to discuss the details in between their satisfying compliments. By the time we leave, they've invited him for tea no less than 3 times. Meanwhile, I still can't stop thinking about what it means that I accepted these clothes. Keegan says I won't have to pay, but the fairies, whatever kind he fancies himself to be, don't just give things away for free. When we make it to the palace, for a moment I am struck by its opulence. Intricate canals and the waterfalls decorate the grounds. Pink roses cover a significant portion of the land. Yeah, rip. Literally thought he was talking to me. It's okay though, I'm not hurt. We're greeted by a grandiose marble staircase and a large pink banner bearing the same swan and roses I saw back at Shay's outpost. The stone is carved into a mix of antiquity and long, sinuous lines that give the place a beautifully unique appearance. Moss and roses grow along the ground and walls that cover the elaborate fountains in green and pink so that there is a trace of wildness throughout the place. The place feels odd, too, but not in a bad way. More timeless than anything. If I wasn't terrified for my life, I'd love it. It's the most grand building I've ever seen. Keegan seems unfazed by the grandeur as he casually greets the guards and guides us through the gates, then over to a bridge. Watch your step, Makata. It's a long way down. I raise my eyebrow and glimpse over the side of the bridge. When I do, I have to force myself not to make any sudden movements. I had expected to see a lake or something down below us, but all those waterfalls are just going to some great big pit. I can't even see the bottom of it. Instinctively, I walk closer to Keegan until we put some bit of distance between us and the pit. I can read words, totally. As we enter the palace itself, servants and nobles line the halls we pass through, whispering behind their hands and staring at us. Like, listen, I understand that you may be intimidated, but like, God damn it. At me. They want to be me. No. But anyway. The servants are watching with concern, their eyes flickering between me and my escort Keegan. The nobles, on the other hand. Oh my, I think we're in for a show today. Didn't they just run off to join the Unseelie? Vaguely seem like they're anticipating my demise. I squint as I note the word Unseelie. I've heard it before, I think. Shay mentioned something about it, didn't they? Despite the calm halls being open to the air, it feels claustrophobic as I realize I'm the center of attention. Also true. Yeah, also very true. This is like some kind of nightmare. As we make the long journey down the hall... Why are you playing Borderlands, Lord? Why are you playing Borderlands? I can't help but think whatever the queen has in store can be worse than this.
Quite impolite, aren't they? Gawking so openly.
Mm.
You'd think they'd have better things to do.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind it because you know I'm walking with you and I'm totally not subtly holding your hand. Totally not. So why would I ever?
That's so silly. Is he trying to make me feel better? I give him an anxious smile of return. Keegan blocks me from the crowd as he leans over to hold the door to the throne room. His expression never changes, but his voice drops so that only I hear him. Are you ready to go in?
Yeah.
No use of putting it off anymore. Keegan nods and we enter the throne room. To my surprise, the queen is nowhere to be seen. Instead, there are three very important looking men talking amongst themselves. All three of them turn to look at us when we walk in. Oh, okay. I love learning new names. Seathor, Keithor, Teethor. Seathor, Keithor, Teethor. Why, of course. I should have known you would be here awaiting Her Majesty. The men share a cautious look before approaching us. Well, if it isn't Keegan. I had wondered what the fuck. Masteroon. Wait.
Keegan Moshtaroon.
Masteroon. Okay. I wonder where our Masteroon had slithered off to. The red-headed man chuckles at some joke only he understood. The other two men are praising me, both looking at me as though I were something foul. Wonderful. I get all gussied up and the fops still turn their noses up at me. Isn't Daona supposed to be one of them? Or do all wealthy folk just have a second sense for spawning the poor? They can smell broke. They can smell broke, Chad. I'm doomed. I'm so fucking doomed. Here's hoping that they aren't too close to the queen. I see her returning the fledgling druid. Her Majesty will be most grateful, I'm sure. Oh yes, she sure does love her pets, doesn't she? Pets? Listen, if she's hot, I really don't mind. Seathor's eyes remain on Keegan, and I wonder if he was included in that statement.
I only do as she asks of me.
Oh, okay. So, we'll see.
I'm sure Her Majesty will feel the same about you.
And what are you implying by that, Master of Secrets?
Her Majesty must be reliant on us all to watch out for her best interests. After all, rulers these days are dropping like flies. No?
Oh, my God. The courtiers share a furtive glance, but Keegan gives no indication if he saw it. Seathor's face runs through several expressions before settling on indignation. However, we don't get a chance to hear his response. Yes. Chapter 4. The Rose Queen. I am actually going to take a very quick bathroom break. We will be right back. Here is your text. And I will put it here. And I will be right back. Be nice to each other. And talk in chat. Hi, chat. I got tacos. Okay, I'm gonna do the title again. Just hold on a minute. Grab a bite. Chapter 4: The Rose Queen. Before the sneering courtier can fumble in a final retort, a chorus of trumpets erupts through the throne room, ceasing all the chatter around us entirely. I spin around, following the collective gaze of the court until it settles on the back door, when an obscenely ostentatiously clad footman stands at attention, presenting her illustrious royal majesty. As regal as the swan, a flower among women, beautiful and benevolent, a paragon of grace and point. Before the heaven dawn dims, if you will. Aoife Elavon. Okay. Aoife Aoife Elavon. Aoife Elavon, Queen of the Tua de Donna, and sovereign of the Sealy Court. Okay. This is the queen. The door practically bursts open from behind the footman, who scurries off to the side before he can be trampled by the ensuing procession. Ooh. This is good music. The scene is a spectacle to behold. Hordes of finely dressed folk all flutter around a lace-shrouded litter, and everyone else in its immediate path is either forced to disperse or join in the revelry. You're picking up the term as well. I'm my best. I know words. God, these tacos are good. I am trying my best. And the only reason I know as many of these words as I know right now is because, so, lore for chat. I have said this, my husband is very Irish. Like, he's like dead ass Irish, but like he learns a lot of languages. And so nowadays, like, he'll say certain things and I'll be like, babe, I don't know what the fuck you mean. So he'll sit there teaching me. It feels like I'm learning like a second language, which is really nice. But I guess that kind of helps, I guess. Some of the entourage play music, sing, or toss dried flowers out in front of it, like rice at a wedding. Most, though, are crowding in and around the litter itself, all speaking up to the woman inside, their voices converging in an incomprehensible cacophony. I'm actually going to adjust the music again. Just a little bit. Right there. Some of the entourage play music, sing, or... Oh, I already did it. I already did that shit. I unthinkingly made a step towards the scene, feeling almost compelled to get a better look. But no matter how I strain my neck, I can barely see past all the other people in the litter's wake. Okay. Adjust again. Okay, there we go. Nice. Better. Suddenly, I feel a hand on my shoulder.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. The Queen's entrances stop for none.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, sure, I guess, but... Oh, that's the sound volume. I'm an idiot. There we go.
She does have a knack for it, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Right, yes. Keegan smiles at me and leads me out of the way of the litter, but I keep my eye firmly affixed to it even as it passes me by. Is it? Shit. Okay, hold on. Let's try 65. 65 should work. Got before I could finish. Yippee! I can't help myself. I heard stories about the Queen of Fairies ever since I was a wee thing. Even if she wasn't quite a fairy in the strictest sense, she must be a marvel to have this kind of escort following her every step. Sadly, all I can make out is her faint silhouette. Oh, did you see Her Majesty's gown? What a splendid design! I simply must... Oh, what? Oh, where were you going, you little oaf? I turned my head around, following the ruckus that just broke out. Squinting some, I watched as a variety of courtiers were seemingly pushed and shoved aside, all echoing a similar aghast sentiment. I can't see who's doing the pushing, though. They had to be awfully short to... Stand aside! I have urgent news for the Queen! Oh, god damn it! Right, that explains it. Ah, I see our little friend is back. This should be amusing. I'm going to stand and watch. I chuckle a bit wryly at that, resigning myself to stand and watch the scene unfold. I feel a tad guilty for the troubles Shay might get into, but I can't afford to stick my neck out in a place like this. I'm in enough trouble as it is. I'm not about to throw myself between some stranger and the Queen of the not-quite fairies. Shay marches through the crowd, dead set on carving a direct path through the court to the Queen. The nobles and courtiers look irate. There's noticeable shouting now, though I can't make out any of the specifics.
Oh dear. Not one for decorum, are they?
Eventually, Shay manages to strong-arm their way to the litter, but they're stopped from reaching the Queen by one of her personal guardsmen. But Shay doesn't seem like they care about that. They get up in his face, yelling and wagging their finger. I can't help but wince a little. I see they've gotten themselves into a shouting match. Funny. Foolish, but funny. Is it reckless or is it... I feel like, personally, listen, do I like Shay? Yes. This is a little much, though. I'll say that. That's a little reckless. It's a bit reckless. Upsetting all these important types and all. I turn and look up at Keegan a bit worried. Will they get in trouble for all this? Depends. On what? If the Queen is pleased to see you. With that, Keegan takes a sidelong glance back towards the litter. Apprehensively, I follow his head and see what Shay is glowering. That Shay is glowering right at us. Feeling a slight chill down my spine, I wave. Shay, seemingly confused for a short moment, waves back. As we both wave with our own embarrassing reasons, I suddenly feel the eyes of the court shift from Shay onto me. Before I know it, the procession and all of its pageantry has come to an abrupt halt in the middle of the room. I fold my arms and frantically look between Keegan and Shay, unsure of what to say or do with all this newfound attention on me. But neither of them seem like they're going to do much of anything. Given Shay is understandably a bit mad at me, and Keegan, well, he just seems like he'd rather watch me squirm. Really? Christ. Why did my double have to be the most conspicuous bleeding person in the whole of the other world? Hello there,
Oh my god.
I startle as an unseen voice cuts through the whispers of the court, and like clockwork, all the attention is pried off of me and onto...
Dana! There you are, you little rascal! Where in Danu's name have you been, darling?
Man. Man. Somebody get me a glass. 'Cause I just found me a tall drink of water. I just found me a tall drink of water. I want to take a sip. Do you have any idea how devastated I was? It's true. Her Majesty very nearly cancelled her plans to visit the Summer Palace. I have no time to react to any of this, at least not appropriately. As she speaks, the Queen unceremoniously bursts from the litter of her own procession and proceeds to stride straight towards me. but every member of the court is forced to make way, and unlike with Shay, they do so with expedience. Likewise, once the queen reaches me, I am rendered completely helpless as she scoops my face into her hands and squishes my cheeks. I'm not doing nothing in this situation. I'm just, ooh.
Oh, just look at you. So pale, so thin. Really, darling, what were you eating this whole time? Nuts? Berries off the forest floor?
I was actually in a famine before I got here, but, you know, you can feed me whatever you want, Mommy. I need to stop. This has gone far enough.
Say no more. The thought of it is simply too much to bear.
The queen suddenly wrenches me free and I find myself stumbling backwards, in part due to the surprising amount of force behind the act, but also mostly out of fluster and embarrassment. I think my whole face must be as rosy as her hair. Maybe Keegan wasn't lying before about the queen being distressed. Keegan, I ought to kiss you, or at the very least reward you for what you've done here today. Reasonable reaction. Listen, I am a simple man. I am a simple man. I see pretty girl. I go awooga. Okay. Pretty girl grabs my face, I say awooga. Okay. Yeah. Though I suppose I should hardly be surprised that our master of secrets would be the one to bring our dear sweet darling Daona home. Part and parcel to the territory, no? As the queen says this, I notice Shay running up behind her, their mouth agape. Though, strangely, despite how urgently they try to alert the queen of my presence, they do not interject the queen's assertion. Understandable, no further question. I love women! Let's correct her. Too true, my queen. Though, actually, it was Shay who found me. We ran into Keegan along the way. Oh? Is that so? Yes, though they were in quite a state when I crossed their paths. I thought it best not to parade the court druid through the throne room in drags. Quite. Well, you have my gratitude for your services, Sweet Pea. I shall inform your superior to ensure that you are appropriately rewarded. You may return to your post. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. But...
Darling?
But? Was there something else?
Yes, Mum. Permission to escort the court druid back to their premises.
Oh. And if I may be so bold, May, that's a They don't like each other. I think, under present circumstances, someone ought to stand guard. At least, for now, while it's still unsafe. I feel a chill run down my spine. Stand guard? How will I hope to get home then? After all, the unseelie. No.
What?
No, that will not be necessary. Return to your post. Really? They do not. Damn. Oh my god, it's the meme music. It's the meme music, dude. Shay, for a brief moment, stares at the queen with an irritated bewilderment best reserved for, well, anyone else. Oh, I can only associate this music with the memes, dude. I'm fucking brain rotted. But ultimately, Shay just nods stiffly to Keegan and the queen and begins to walk away.
Thanks. See you around.
Oh, okay, bye, Shay. Well, how very exciting.
Your Majesty.
Now, Your Majesty, if you wouldn't mind, I have some important matters to bring to your attention. Developments in your absence, shall we say. Yes, of course. But later. Poor Dauna looks exhausted. I simply must see them to their cottage first. I have a cottage? I have a house? Ah, naturally. By all means, then, shall we be off?
We?
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really now, Keegan?
Oh, I love the way she said that.
I can't say I'm surprised you'd set your sights on this one, but am I not entitled to a little time alone with them too?
Hmm. Can I have both? Is there a route where I can have both? Is there? Is there? Is there? Is there? Is there? Is there? For a brief moment, Keegan appears visibly surprised, but the expression's gone as quickly as it came.
I can't say I quite catch your meaning.
I am but your humble servant, but your humble servant, Aoife. Perhaps I merely wish to bask in your presence, engage in an intelligent conversation. No doubt, but there's no need to flatter me, Keegs. Ooh. If only, sadly, no polyamorous. So you're telling me I have to choose? I have to choose between mommy and the other one? Chat, today is a day to grieve. Today is a day to grieve that I'll have to choose between mommy and the other one. This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. This is sick and twisted. Oh, there we go. That's how you scroll back. This is the little... Okay, I figured it out. It is perfectly natural in my eye for you to be intrigued by our Downa here. I imagine her disappearance was more than a little vexing to the Master's secrets. Fanfics make all True. True. Somebody hop on that, please. If you insist. Baby, why are you playing Mojave Video Editor Plus 2020? Excuse me. Keegan's eyes linger on me for a moment before he turns back to the Queen and smiles. Again, I can only associate this music with the memes. Like, I can't think otherwise. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab more food. I'll be right back. Okay, I have more snacks. And it's seaweed. Keegan's eyes linger on me for a moment before he turns back to the Queen and smiles.
Ah.
Well then, you know where to find me, so I shall take my leave. Keegan bows politely to us both, but before he goes, he catches my hand and places a kiss on my fingers. Oh my god. Chat, I don't give a shit what you say. I'm winning. Chat, I don't give a shit. I'm winning. Let's fucking go, dude.
Slán fall, Fiona.
Oh, we're gonna meet again. You're damn right we're gonna meet again. I'll make sure of that. I'll make sure of that shit. Incorrigible, that one. With that, the Queen spins around and clasps her hands together. The court will adjourn for today, but in light of newfound developments. As you were, gentrymen. There were a few grumblings from within the crowd, but with the queen's dismissal, most began to filter out of the throne room, leaving me alone. With her. With Bonnie! I swallow. Now, shall we be off? The queen looks at me expectantly. I bow my head in quiet acknowledgement, allowing the queen to take the lead. Though, if I'm frank, it's just about all I can manage, what with all the butterflies rolling around in my stomach. Besides, I haven't the faintest idea where she wants to go. Did Diana often take private walks with the queen? No, that can't be right. They weren't that important to the court, were they? Without another word, the queen walks out of the throne room, and so I follow at a respectful distance behind. That's what you do with royal sorts, isn't it?
My oh my, it seems our Dana has up and vanished yet again.
Really? Whatever shall I do? Wait. Does she know I'm not down there? Just a hunch, but I don't know. Your Majesty? Abruptly, the queen stops in the middle of the hallway. Oh, there you are. Thank goodness. Do keep up, darling. If I wanted to talk to the heir, I would hardly ask you to pitter along behind me as I do. Oh, of course. With a slight blush on my cheeks, I sheepishly quicken my pace until I am standing behind her. Apologies, Your Majesty. The queen clicks her tongue. Gracious. Enough of that. We're no longer in the public eye. Between us two, Aoife will do just fine. Alright, Aoife. Yeah, I got it right. Yay. Much better. With that, Aoife leads me out of the palace. Into the garden. So pretty! So pretty! Madame. I can't help but gasp. I've never seen such immaculate gardens. The flowers, the waterfalls, the pond. It's like something out of a picture book.
They are pretty, no?
I love her voice.
I can never quite get used to it either.
I love her so much. Do you like tacos, ma'am? I can cook, ma'am. Really? Didn't you grow up here? I bite my tongue. In hindsight, the question was a bit impertinent. Sometimes I forget how new you are. No, I didn't grow up here. I took my first walk through these gardens on the day of my coronation. I raised an eyebrow at her, a bit perplexed. I wouldn't claim to be privy to the ways of royalty, let alone fairy royalty. But why wouldn't a princess be raised in the capital? Then, it is lovely out, though. Can you hear the birds chirping? Oh! Thank you for the follow, Vandal. Hello, Vandal. Welcome to my cringe channel, where I geek out over women, because I'm a cringe-ass nene baby. I truly am a certified cringe-ass nene baby. This is what you sign up for, I guess. It's lovely out, though. Can't you hear the birds chirping? Say, I understand if you're too tired, but would you care to walk with me a little while longer? There's no need to rush you to your abode. Oh, I would do so much with. Hey, what's up? I'm hanging out with your husband. It's great. Oh, I'm sure you two are having a great time. God, this shit's so good. He told me you're streaming. Let's go! Promo! Free promo! I'm kidding. I paused for a moment, thinking it over. But thank you, Vandal. I really appreciate it. On one hand, the queen may very well just want to take a stroll with me. But on the other, I can't quite get a proper read on her. She's certainly opulent and a touch melodramatic, but there's something else there behind that aristocratic smile. Something unpredictable. Something I can't quite place. I don't know if I can trust it. And while I'm still play acting as Diana, it may be best to keep a low profile and avoid being alone with these people as much as possible. Then again, who am I to refuse the queen? She's given me a choice, but is it one? Really? Let's take a walk. I want to take a walk with Mommy. That's her new name now, Chad. It's Mommy. I rub my chin for a moment, then sigh. Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind taking the long way round.
Darling!
Oh, wonderful! With a smile, Aoife proceeds to pull me down a winding garden path lined by great bushes of flowers and wispy willow trees. A gentle wind stirs up all the smells into the air, and as we pass the pond, I feel a cool mist against my skin. I feel remiss only calling it beautiful, but I'm no poet. Beautiful will have to suffice. Though, if I'm honest, I can't help but feel like there's something unnatural about it too. All the flowers seem so fresh, as though they all just bloomed today and would stay that way forever. She'll allow it. Yay! Let's fucking go! I love this shit so much. Let's go. Let's go, Bobby. I'm sorry. Chad, I apologize. That was very cringe of me. I'm just gonna open my roasted seaweed snacks and shut the fuck up. Oh, and this isn't sponsored, but it's give me a roasted seaweed snack, and the flavor is teriyaki. It's actually kind of good. It's nothing like the flowers in Ireland. Such fragile and perfect things and so quickly gone. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about that you're pretty and that you have a very nice red. That's what I'm thinking. I jump a little, jolted out of my thoughts by Aoife's question. As I go to meet her eye, I'm surprised by the way she's looking at me. It's almost sad. Pitying, maybe? Thinking? Your expression seems very solemn. Feeling homesick? I swallow, feeling a little color leave my cheeks. Down. The Druids are not the only ones familiar with... What is it?
Driocht.
Driocht. The Druids are not the only ones familiar with Driocht, you know. I squint, a little confused. I'm not sure I understand. It was not a particularly well-kept secret that you wished to leave us, Diana. And by your appearance, the change in your aura, you succeeded. You returned to Inishval. Damn it. Yeah, Inishval. Okay. I take it was not quite what you were expecting, was it?
Truthfully, I sympathize. You were not Tuatha Danann. This was not supposed to be your home. And sometimes longing for that which never was can be just as painful as longing for something lost.
So, Daona came from somewhere else. Clearly, I mean, they're fucking human. Everyone here is a fairy. They came from somewhere else and were brought here, became a druid, and they knew, hey, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. I clearly don't fucking belong. And went to Inishval, for whatever reason, to, I guess, find themselves, figure out where they came from, and supposedly, they think that Daona came back as me, which is kind of strange, but I'll allow it. But I digress.
Darling?
I trust now that you've undergone this pilgrimage, you're here to stay, yes? Ooh, I don't want to lie to her, but... Fuck. Man, no, come on. Okay. I don't want to have to lie again. I will, you know what? If it'll make her happy. I'll lie. I chew the inside of my cheek. Of course I can't tell her the truth. No one seems to believe me when I do, and I don't imagine admitting to an inadvertent deception in the presence of a monarch would be wise. So I lie. Of course. Good. I must admit there is something on my mind. Something that I wanted to talk to you about specifically.
There is trouble in the air, Dana.
Really?
More trouble than I'd care to entertain.
Really? I raise an eyebrow. How do you mean? This was before your time, but I imagine the Druids familiarized you with the War of the Courts well enough. It ended only 50 years ago. Half a lifetime to a human, I suppose, but not to us. Frankly, by the way some talk of it, war never really ended. It only paused. In any case, I don't expect you've yet heard the news, have you? I haven't. I just got here. But I digress. I find myself fidgeting anxiously, even though I have no possible idea what she's on about. Guess not. Just as well. Eva pauses for a long moment. Her gaze drifts out over the pond, pensively watching as a bevy of swans bathe themselves underneath the waterfall.
Lugad, the traitor, is dead.
The first king of Unseelie. He is called a traitor. That's... Oh, okay.
Ordinarily, this would be cause for celebration. He was a miserable tyrant well past his due. If the gods had any sense in them, his soul would be left to wither and rot.
Damn. But after the war ended, what was his? How did I say it? Lugad. Lugad was left impotent and uninterested in furthering his ambitions. His son, however, is young and full of vigor. I see. So what does that mean? It is too soon to be certain, but it is widely believed that the man is as much of a hot-headed fanatic as his father was. My court already whispers of war. This land has already seen far too much violence. Aoife grows quiet again, then looks at me expectantly. My throat dries as I rack my brain for anything useful or even comforting to say to her. Okay. What do the Unseelie want? Maybe there could be a, peaceful solution? Oh, saying that out loud. I'm never getting into politics.
What do the Unseelie want? Darling, they want what everyone else in this wretched world wants.
Me-
Power.
I was gonna say you. But, power works too, I guess. And power is not often peacefully begotten. Including yours? I bite my tongue as soon as the retort slips out, but Aoife only stares at me. A shiver rolls down my spine as her eyes seem to watch my face. Closely. I try not to sweat too hard.
Well, I suppose it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
But if you're asking, impertinently so, about the relative state of my hands, you'll find them far cleaner than most.
Okay, got it.
Never forget that the Unseelie throne, such as it is, was won at the cost of blood-laden streets in every city, town, and village across Murias and Gorias. Any who dared to defy Lugad's brutish warlording was put to the sword.
Interesting. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I didn't mean... Aoife holds up her hands, silencing me. No, you're fine. I am no lover of sycophancy and do not wish to curtail your tongue. In fact...
In the coming days, I may need your assistance. For the sake of the realm.
Do not put this pressure on me. Ma'am, listen, can I call you mommy? This is a lot to put on me. I just got here. I'm just eating my seaweed snacks. Well, what are you doing? What? You sound so surprised. The Druids have always been invaluable consultants to the kings and queens of Tuna de Don. Wait. Tua de Donan. Tua de Donan.
To her day, Danon.
Tua de Donan. You know, even in matters of war.
Just a little task, keeping the realm at peace. Yeah, you know, it's just a little bit. It's just a little task, you know. You know, just making sure everybody doesn't kill each other. No big deal.
You know, why are you freaking out, Dauna? Why are you freaking out? Oh, I don't know, Aoife. Probably because I'm not them. But I'm just a human. Yes, well, I believe that's a good thing in this case. You have no stake in this fight. Your eyes are new, your perspective clear. I need someone around me who isn't impeded by ulterior motives. I feel my heart thudding in my ears. I'm not sure what to say. Well, honesty is a becoming trait, and not one often shared among my court. If you could promise me your honest thoughts, I will expect no more of you. A twinge of guilt turns the inside of my stomach as I look over at the queen, who seems a good deal more honest herself than she had been before in the palace. It almost makes me wish I could stay and help, but I'm not Daona. I have no business being here and my own duties to care for. Still, I can't quite bring myself to disappoint her. I'll do my best, Miss Aoife.
Really, you are too cute. Oh my god. I'm flustered.
Just Aoife, darling. All these misses and ma'ams make me feel old. I'm only 299, you know.
Damn. Bill.
It takes a considerable amount of effort to not let my mouth fall open. Well, I think I've held your ear long enough for now. Though I dare say this was rather enjoyable. We ought to do it again, no? That would be nice, ma'am. Oh, is that
cheek, I hear?
Ah!
Oh. I'll be sure to remember that. And I'll have you know, I can be quite mean when I want to be.
Oh my god.
Chat, I'm conflicted. Chat, I'm at a crossroads. Mean? Quite.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. I'm not certain what she means by that, but I have a feeling that pressing the point would put me in a precarious spot, so I don't. Well, another time. For now, let's get you home. Okay, I think we might do one more chapter. Let's see. Chapter 5. The Human. With a tentative silence now between us, Queen Aoife guides me through the gardens to a gate in the palace walls. At a glance, it seems to lead back into the forests. Strange. I wonder why Daona's residents would be outside the palace grounds if they're in the employ of the queen. Do you have your key with you, darling? Oh. In a brief attempt to save face, I pat myself down as though I were searching for something I would usually have on me. No, sorry, I must have misplaced it. Oh dear. Well, we shall have to remedy that. But no matter, I have one here. Eva hums softly, after which she seemingly snatches a key from thin air. That is, unless I missed her digging around for a pocket in all those dress folds. Nevertheless, she unlocked the gate before I could think on it much further. Excuse me. As I suspected, the other side of the gate does indeed extend into the forest, but I'm surprised again by how far we end up walking. Whoever this Daona truly is, they've certainly valued their privacy. Eventually, Aoife and I reach a glade where a small but homey sort of cottage sits hidden away from prying eyes. The windows are dark, and the garden off to the side looks overrun. It's been a while since anyone's been here, that's for certain. Though, strangely, the rose bushes look a bit more well-kept than the rest of the flora. Well, except for the fact that they're currently being munched on by a very, very stupid horse.
Oh.
Oh my. Is that your horse, Daona? I don't think I've seen it before. I don't answer because my jaw's fallen completely slack. I can't believe what I'm seeing. But how? Oh my god! My horse! Why? Darby? What are you... Don't eat those! I see that dam full of a horse's ears stiffly flip backwards, but otherwise she doesn't acknowledge me at all. I suppose that does answer my question. Flushing, I turned back to the queen, rigid and alert. Oh, yes, but we were separated. Interesting. Well, never mind. I suppose now this is where we part ways. I would invite myself inside, but I'm sure the place is overrun with dust, so I shall leave you to your housekeeping. Do keep your ear to the ground, though. I imagine I will have need for you shortly. Right. Thank you, Queen Aoife. Hastily and very much distracted, I attempt something of a bow to the queen before sprinting off towards Darby, my mind swirling with questions. Do try to keep out of trouble, Erin. Oh, Erin is our name. Our name is Erin. For a moment, I glance back over my shoulder. Certain I heard Aoife say something else, but she's already turning out of the glade by the time I do. I shake my head and press on after Darby, who, despite my hollering, keeps chewing on those rose bushes without a care in the world. Bad horse! Stop that! You're going to get stuck here if you eat those. The mare raises her head and stares at me mid-chomp. Darby, I'm warning you, She swallows. My head falls back as I let out an exasperated sigh. Great. Perfect. How did you feel if I just left you here then? Leave you to the fairies. Darby's ears press down as she huffs at me. Oi, you're the one who decided to eat fairy food. Or, fairy flowers. Anyway, point is, the first thing people will tell you about the other world is that you never, ever eat the food. I clutch my stomach as it suddenly groans. Damn, how long has it been since I ate? It was night when I stumbled in here, and morning when I popped out of the lake. But it still feels like morning now. The sky hasn't changed at all. I sigh, shaking my head again. It doesn't matter how long it's been. I'm now well and truly hungry, but if I eat anything from this place, I'll be trapped here. I slap my forehead, the solution suddenly dawning on me. On Prata! I hurry over to Darby, but I have a sinking feeling in my gut. Please let it be there. Please let it still be there. My face falls as I search both sides of her, but it's no use. The saddlebag's gone. Damn it! I suppose I shouldn't be all that surprised. It's already a small miracle that I managed to find my horse again, but with all that's gone on, I'd almost forgotten what led me here to begin with. The fuck-ass horse. Anything of value my family had in the world was in that saddlebag. Even if I get Darby and I out of here now, how am I going to be able to face my family? I fold my arms and close, suddenly feeling very, very helpless. Drawn out of my thoughts, I look over at Darby, who I thought just made a sound. But she's still just eating the flowers, not paying me any mind at all. Duh? I feel a slight chill run through me as another strange sound comes out of nowhere. Hurriedly, I turn around. I come face to face with another horse. There's another horse? Is this gonna be like that horse dating game, dude? The purple maned beast is far larger than any horse I've ever seen, and it stares at me with such an intensity that I reflexively take a few steps back. Stranger still, though. Duh. Oh. Nah? Is that it can talk? A bead of sweat rolls down my forehead as I freeze, holding the creature's eye. Hello? Its gaze lingers on me a while longer, until abruptly the horse reels back and whinnies. Bewildered, I stand and watch as it turns and gallops off into the Sealy woods with my saddlebag on its back? Hey, get back here with that! I move without thinking, not willing to let this chance slip through my fingers. I have no idea why this other horse would have my saddlebag, but I can think about it later. I bolt over the Darby and swing into her saddle. Surprised, she immediately tries to throw me off my balance, but I hold firm with my knees and pull on her reins. Oh, not this time, you don't. She She acquiesces to my control and kicks us into a gallop at my command, tearing off of the woods behind the horse thief. Of course, the other horse is a good deal faster than Darby and I, so I can only just see the tail end of it through the woods. Still, I figure the damn thing has to come to a stop eventually, and when it does... Wait, where'd it go? I reel in the reins, forcing Darby to come to a rather abrupt halt of which she's none too pleased about. I ignore her grumpy whines of protest, though, as we have a more pressing concern now. Namely, not only has the horse we were chasing just up and vanished, but it's left some kind of white, shapeless void behind it. I stare, utterly perplexed as the void ebbs and flows. Looking down at the ground, I also notice a set of hooves linking into it. Initially, I hesitate. I have no idea what that thing is or why the other horse would have run through it, assuming that it intended to do that to begin with. Before I can really weigh my options, though, I see it begin to fade. Now, left with a split-second decision, one that could cause me that saddlebag forever, oh, for Pete's sake, I spur Darby into the void. Cool. Okay, I think here is where we're going to stop. But this was really fun. I definitely want to do like more gameplays of this. But I'm gonna see. Okay. I'm just making sure the playthrough's going good. Okay. We're gonna find somebody to raid. Let's find somebody to raid real quick. Who is streaming right now? It's a great stopping point. Yippee! Yeah, let me see. Who's streaming right now? Oh my god! My Pookie TV Static is streaming. Looks like he's playing Dark Souls Remastered. Thank you so much for streaming and having us. Of course! Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah! Dude, it's so gas! Okay, so there's gonna be a raid message. Oh, shit. And then, where's the emotes? Okay, if you play again, next time you'll meet the Unseelie. Yay! So that's the raid message. Feel free to copy and paste it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow with another Steam Visual Novel Festival stream. Make sure that you check out the links that I have pinned. Make sure that you check out more iMits. Make sure you follow everybody and be nice. Respect rules in your stream. Again, be polite. We'll go ahead and start a raid. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye, chat. Bye, chat. Oh my god. Bye. Bye, chat. Bye.